Breaking news today as a new push is underway to repurpose existing money from SBA as a stimulus check. And guess who the pressure is from? Mitch McConnell and Steve Mnuchin, using exactly the words of this channel. Meantime, Wall Street's pushing for stimulus relief to go out right now as well. A stimulus check, and a stimulus check. Economists, 150,000 of them, no, 150 of them, write a letter to Congress to say send out stimulus checks right now. Meantime, the Treasury Secretary appointee is expected to step in and say, you know what? We need a good stimulus right out right now, and it needs to be narrowly tailored, and it needs to be for this economy, because I'm an economist, and we can't wait around any longer. Breaking developments, so is Mitch McConnell getting his way, or is it the highway? And then how about the way to the casino? As the Sirloin would say, am I getting my stimulus? I saw him last night, and Sirloin said, hello. I walked to the casino sort of late. He's like, oh, can you move over all the way? I'm like, I was already here. Why are you asking me to move all the time? And he said, did you get your stimulus? I'm getting viewers an incredible amount of stimulus from the first stimulus CARES Act package, upwards of $15,000. Wow. Any new ice cream? No, there's no ice cream involved in there, but there is food. There is food grants and utility grants and rent grant. Oh, wow. Because I wanted to rent a new hairstyle for someone. Needless to say, I laughed so hard I almost got thrown out of the casino. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Being a Mitch, and Sirloin always brings out the best of us, and hopefully he brings out the best of Mitch McConnell, because Mitch McConnell wants to repurpose CARES Act 1 money, which is what I've been saying for weeks, and now he's finally saying it on the 11th hour. Incredible news today, and boy, if you're not subscribed, please do, because I'm getting viewers thousands of dollars by the minute on this channel. All of you qualify for this money. The only one that don't qualify for this money are cows. I always forget to mention that. So yeah, if you're on SSDI, SSI, Social Security, or Railroad benefits, you qualify for this money. I'm getting viewers $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. You should be the next person to get it. The only ones that do not get it are cows and very rich people, or rich cows, which in the case of Sirloin is basically both of them. So make sure you subscribe, because this is money you're going to get right away. I'm getting these viewers this money within 24 hours. One viewer got $24,000 since Thursday because of this channel, using not one but three of the ways. So please subscribe. There's a reason why this channel is growing so quickly, because I'm helping so many people. And ultimately, if you're getting into the impasse, you're having problems, you're looking and you're still having problems, follow me. I'm updating by the minute. I'm going live on Purple Power Live at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I send out a message before I go live. You need to hit the alert so you don't miss when I go live. I answer your questions. I answer everyone's questions, how to get something, where it is. Also, in the community page of this channel, I give you links to not one, but 5 volunteers that are helping get you money. No one's fighting to get you money. I want you to stay with me, because this is not something that in 20 seconds you get the money. It is sometimes 24 hours, but ultimately it's a push, and you're getting them. You will get the money, and we're an incredible community of people who are positive and focused on getting you to the finish line. And a lot of you are getting over it. I've gotten $250,000 for viewers of this channel since Thursday, and that's on top of the $5 to $25 million I got for EIDL back over in April and May. So please subscribe. Also hit the like button, because it really helps in the algorithm's rankings. In this video, I'll be going over what's going on with Mitch McConnell. Would Mitch McConnell support that $2,400 for SSDI, SSI, Social Security, Railroad benefits? Will Mitch McConnell give you a stimulus check? How big will the stimulus check will be? Will Mitch McConnell repurpose the CARES Act 1 money now as a stimulus check, $5,000? How about PUA and UI expiring? What's going on with Nancy Pelosi? Is she the one going to be negotiating with Mitch McConnell? What happened last week, and are they still negotiating? And even though they're on recess but not left for the holidays, are they working? And what happened today with that Treasury Secretary? All breaking developments. And let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as you sit here today is that it's no longer her way or the highway. It's no longer just Nancy Pelosi and her way. And I got to tell you in a cold turkey way and be the most respectful person I can be, she's sort of playing an ego trip at this point. She sort of wants to make it look like it's just her. It's not. It's no longer just her. And Democrats have made that very clear. So you need to understand that it's not just her anymore. And in the case of Mitch McConnell, it may not just be him either. Currently, it's Mitch McConnell, Steve Mnuchin, Mark Meadows, and Donald Trump. Believe it or not, yes. So they want to get the stimulus package done during what's called the lame duck session. They actually want to get it done. And Steve Mnuchin has said that he wants to get it done. Mitch McConnell has said they want to get it done. And they met Friday last week on how to get it done. And they met with the other side on Thursday on how to get it done. That's what's promising. So what's been promising since then? Let me check back with you about that. These people have a meeting and then they're like, okay, thank you for the meeting. So what's the next step? Well, the next step is that the Temple of Doom is under pressure from the Democrats. They say that her way or the highway is not working. There's reports from, including the New York Times, that said that Joe Biden says, you know what, that $2 trillion is never going to happen. So you need to come down closer to reality. And today, the Treasury appointee made everyone really excited because she's an economist. She's not someone who's just chase social programs that just sort of want to give a lot of, because children going hungry and crush the virus. She's an economist who's going to focus on getting this economy back to normal, and that involves stimulus checks, unemployment benefits, and similar. Meantime, AOC denounced the situation. Other Democrats denounced the situation, saying, you need to set out stimulus right now. What is going on? And then Wall Street. Wall Street has just been on fire about stimulus in the last 24 hours and today as well. Let me explain to you what Wall Street's saying. They're saying, you know what? You really need to understand what Mitch is doing is correct, because you need unemployment and you need stimulus checks and you need some PPP. And that's really all that you need right now this week, because businesses are being shut down, people are being laid off, and people need stimulus checks. We shouldn't be talking about anything, absolutely anything else. Here in Los Angeles County, today is Tuesday, so tomorrow we'll be closing down all restaurants with the exception of takeout. All those restaurants are going to go under. They're going to go bankrupt. All the employees are going to be laid off. And this is just before Thanksgiving. Can you imagine? So all these people are going on unemployment, but unemployment's expiring in just a few weeks. The businesses are going under because there's no PPP money for it, and no one has a stimulus check in the mail. So what would Mitch give you? Stimulus check, PPP, an extension of UI and PUA and FPUC. And as you sit here today, the fact that Mitch wants to give you $300 a week of FPUC or $400 a week of FPUC or $350 or $450 or $425, who cares? It's a good number because ultimately it's better than zero. As you sit here today, and it's just shocking every time I say this number because I pause and I want to get so angry, and you can see just on my face, it's about to get angry, and I'm trying not to get angry, that Mitch McConnell offered $300 a week in July. Steve Mnuchin offered $400 a week in July. Problem Solver said $450 and then $600 a week in July. So as we sit here today, how many weeks has it been since July? It's been, let's do it, August, September, October, November, December. It'll have been 5 months, 20 weeks. 20 weeks at $400 a week. $8,000. Nancy Pelosi decided it was better if you have zero than to have $8,000. This is every time I say it, I just want to get so angry. I'm not going to get angry. I'm not the Incredible Hulk. Don't get me angry. Don't get me angry. So what's important to understand is that people are now realizing that something is better than nothing. And that even at Mitch's, what did we just say it was, 20 weeks? Mitch's 20 weeks at $300 a week would have been $6,000 in your account. $6,000 is a lot better than zero. And so ultimately, will Mitch do FPUC retroactively? I think he would. Do you think that Mitch will extend PUA? Absolutely. Will you extend UI? Absolutely. He said it thousands of times. He's done 3 bills to extend it. But they're both expiring now in December because no one would agree to what he wanted because they wanted to do a bailout of the New York governor's office and then the California governor's office. At this point, no one thinks that Gavin Newsom should get a penny for anything, let alone his $500 interior dinings at the French Laundry whatever they call that place, the French laundromat. I don't know what it is, but no one thinks that Andrew Cuomo or Gavin Newsom should get a penny. And actually, as you see here now, that movement's much louder than it ever was before. And so, will you get stimulus checks, extension of UI and PUA during the holiday? It is really dependent not upon Mitch, but upon the other side, because here's the rub. On Friday, Mitch McConnell and Steve Mnuchin came out and said exactly the words of this channel. For 5 months, I have been pushing very loud the narrative, 3 months, I've been pushing the narrative very loud that there's $800 billion of CARES Act 1 money to SBA. Set it out as a standalone stimulus check. It would be $5,000 as a stimulus check because $800 billion amounts to a $5,000 stimulus check. Send it out. Why did I say it? I said it for 2 reasons. 1, because you need it. 2, they haven't given you stimulus checks. 3, they're behind on your stimulus checks. And 4, it's exactly what Republicans want, because they don't want to spend money. They don't want to spend a penny. They want to have a zero implication of the national debt. What am I talking about? The first stimulus package costs money. It costs money to spend the first stimulus package. They took the money out. It raised the national debt 100%. It doubled the national debt. So Mitch McConnell doesn't want to do that again. He doesn't have to do it this time because the money is sitting around. It doesn't cost the national debt anything. And so on Friday, he said, you know what? Parenthesis, what LALATE said. I like LALATE. Let's just repurpose CARES Act 1 money. He basically repeated everything I've been saying on this channel. And what made this incredible great news is that same day, Steve Mnuchin said, you know what, there's an additional $800 billion that's sitting around that's unused CARES Act 1 money. And on that same day, Steve Mnuchin said, Federal Reserve, that's extra money you have sitting around for the Main Street lending program, which no one liked. It's a complete bomb. Return that money. And now there's upwards of $1.6 trillion that can be repurposed for stimulus checks, extension of FPUC, extension of UI, and extension of PUA. And so everything is lined up absolutely perfectly. It's the first time in just months that the Republican leadership is literally doing exactly what this channel has talked about and pushed and said and urged. Because Steve Mnuchin has done that before. Every time I said for Steve Mnuchin to do something, he's actually done it. What I've urged a few days later, because you're taking these videos, you're sharing them on Twitter. You're pushing purple power. So what are the Democrats doing? They're not really particularly clear what they want to do. And they're all over the board. So for the first time in a few days, I'm going to say Purple Power, follows this channel, do your thing. Go on social media and push the problem solvers. Push the new Democrat coalition. Push the problem solvers. And say, hey, repurpose the CARES Act 1 money. Repurpose the CARES Act 1 money. It's upwards of about $1.6 trillion now. Repurpose that, send it out as stimulus checks, send it out as FPUC, and let's get it done. And you can take care of all the other stuff you want to get done in January. No one's forgetting about that. We're going to take care of that in January. Because ultimately, this is what Wall Street's saying today. Breaking today. Wall Street's saying today that Nancy Pelosi will never ever get a $2 trillion stimulus deal ever passed in Congress, let alone a $3 trillion stimulus deal. That the best she's ever going to get is about $500 to $1 trillion. And that ultimately her only hope now to get anything more than $500 trillion is using unused CARES Act 1 money repurposed. And this is why they need to be pushed. So Purple Power, do your thing. We haven't had a big push in a while, and this is the big push of the 10-minute mark of this video. Please go on social media, take this video and share it and say, Democrats, repurpose CARES Act 1 money. Send it out as a stimulus check during the holidays. It only takes 10 days. Americans will get it electronically. If you're on SSDI, SSI, Social Security, and Railroad benefits, you would get electronically the same way you get your benefits. And if you're on paper checks, you get about a week later. If you pay your taxes electronically, you would get it right away within 10 days. People need this. This is, a few days before Thanksgiving. You would get this just a few days after Thanksgiving. This is what people need. Next, people need PUA and UI to expire. As I started the video, when I said here in Los Angeles, restaurants are being shut down as of Wednesday. They can't have businesses. People are going to be laid off. They're not going to be able to work. Where is the unemployment benefits going to come from? Nowhere, because they're expiring in December. So Congress needs to extend unemployment benefits and extend FPUC and do it retroactively. Remember, the Temple of Doom wanted to do retroactive FPUC, not UI or PUA, but FPUC, which goes on top of your POA and UI, to September. That's not sufficient. What happened in the month of July and August? FPUC expired in late July. You know what I always say. I always deal with what I could envision as a bad case scenario. And one of the bad case scenarios is that these people don't want to do FPUC more than retroactive for a few days. So we sit here in November. Are they going to do retroactive FPUC to October or to November 1st? Wait a second. We have an FPUC for August, September, October, and now November. So they need to do this retroactively. You see how things are sort of piling up, and Mitch McConnell would do another round of PPP, would do an additional funding of EIDL. It's part of his leadership and understanding. What's important to understand is certain things may not survive over the holidays for this sort of narrowly tailored bill. What do I think may not get in a narrowly tailored bill between now and the end of the year? Hazard pay may not get in there, or may get in there. $50,000 grant, never going to get in there. $10,000 grant, probably not going to get in there. Anything that has a 10 or a 50 or a 60 or a 100, not going to get in there. But would you get everything else? Yes. And the importance of staying as a subscriber to this channel is that we're finding together two different forces. One, we're finding the purple power push on social media to get the message loud and clear. That worked, to repurpose the money. Now you got to focus the push on the Democrats to agree to that, to repurpose the money and send it out for stimulus checks, FPUC, PUA, and UI. But on the same hand, I want you to get money right now. I don't want you to wait for this to kick in. And the way you get the money right now is doing escalated benefits in UI. So if you're watching this video, you're like, boy, we got to get UI extended. I want you to do escalated benefits for UI. 9 out of 10 viewers, 100% of viewers who apply for escalated benefits get it, because ultimately I'm giving you the narrative of how it works. If you made a certain amount of money last year and are not being paid escalated benefits, you qualify. I had a really nice viewer send me a message earlier today. He said, I'm currently getting $450 a week, which is the maximum benefits. Do I qualify for escalated benefits? No, you're at the maximum level. You're at the maximum level. There's nothing above a maximum. That's infinity and beyond. That's Toy Story. We're here in reality. So no, when you're past infinity and beyond, that's the galaxies, and that's out of this world, not here. So if you qualify for escalated benefits for UI, please do it. I detailed it on Check right before this, and I detailed it on Purple. So go look at those videos. I'll drop them in links above. Ultimately, there's thousands of dollars you can get right now, and one of the most important things I want you to understand is that every viewer has several things that they may qualify for. If you're on SSDI, SSI, Social Security, and Railroad benefits, you qualify for CARES Act 1 grants for rent, for utilities, for food, and potentially for medicine. And then everyone else also qualifies for that as well. Next, you also qualify for the $2,400 that Joe Biden wants to do for SSDI, and the step up, and the up to 20% increase, but that's not right now. This is coming right after. The first thing is right now. For my independent contractors, Uber, Lyft, Gig, and all that, you should be on PUA if you're impacted by the pandemic, and you can get EIDL. You can get both of those right now, and your PUA should be at escalated benefits right now. So you should be doing both of those. That viewer that got $24,000 got it from PUA, got it from escalated PUA, and from EIDL. Third, if you are a W-2 person and have been laid off, you should be doing escalated benefits as well. And you should be considering all the other things that I talk about for grants. Ultimately, every single viewer of this channel qualifies for the money right now that I'm talking about. And some of you qualify for several of the items right now. And then the money right thereafter, the stimulus check, the hazard pay, that will come in time, but it's not coming today. It's not coming tomorrow. And ultimately, I want you to ensure that it will come. And when it does, I'll be on top of it for you as well. Coming up next is Evenings LA with big updates on Check at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please tune in for Check. There's going to be big developments across the board tonight. Also, then after that, at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time is Purple Power live in the studio. Bring your questions and be ready to rock and rumble. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay in LA for more.